Welcome to the thwart IT Solution podcast. Here you will get to hear audio describing the information that is shared in our latest blogs, and today's topic is: what is RASP, Runtime Application Self-Protection? So, here we begin. For attackers trying to enter the corporation, applications have become a significant target. Black hat attackers know this and use it to their advantage when they discover and use an app vulnerability. Their odds of successfully committing a data breach are more than 1 in 3. According to Contrast Security, 90% of apps are not checked for vulnerabilities throughout the development and quality assurance phases, and even more are left vulnerable during the production phase. Network defenders must figure out how to defend against assaults on the numerous apps that are operating in the company. The applications can protect themselves by identifying and preventing real-time threats. Before further exploring the subject, let's first clarify what RASP is. According to the Gartner Glossary, Runtime Application Self-Protection is a security system integrated into or linked to an application or runtime environment and can control application execution, identify, and solve real-time threats. RASP can shield an application from harmful input or behavior when it starts up by examining both the context of the activity and the behavior itself by regularly observing its behavior with the app. Every time RASP operates on a server, and security is applied to the active apps, all system calls made by the program are intercepted by RASP, which also verifies data requests made inside the application and ensures that they are safe. RASP can secure both web-based and offline apps. Because RASP's detection and protection capabilities run on the server that the app is running on, technology has no impact on the way the application is designed. Now let's explore how RASP works. Instead of being a generic network or endpoint-level defensive solution, RASP encircles and safeguards a specific application. RASP can track the intakes, outcomes, and internal status of the application it is guarding, thanks to its more focused deployment location. Developers can find vulnerabilities in their apps by implementing RASP. RASP seizes control of the program whenever a security event happens in app, finds the issue, and fixes it. RASP will automatically try to stop any activity if it discovers an unexpected security event, such as an attempt to call a database, execute shell commands, attempt SQL injection, open a password-protected file, or run SQL commands. You can defend your application with RASP against serious online threats, including privilege escalation, SQL injections, and cross-site scripting. As a result of its ability to immediately stop threats, RASP can be helpful for companies with limited security resources. RASP has two main capabilities. They are application protection and application threat intelligence. Application protection is correctly thwarting attempts to exploit application flaws while preserving the usage of lawful applications. And application threat intelligence provides security teams with visibility into the perpetrators of attacks, the methods they employ, and the apps they focus on, right down to the code level. Let's discuss why is RASP security important. The security of applications during runtime is frequently provided by technologies like intrusion prevention systems and web application firewalls. Still, these technologies operate inline while they scan network traffic and content. They cannot see app traffic and data processing as they examine user sessions and traffic to and from applications. They can utilize a significant amount of bandwidth from the security team. They are usually only used for warnings and log gathering because their defensive measures frequently don't have the precision required for session termination. What is required is a brand new kind of runtime environment-based application protection technology called RASP. Moving on towards the security challenges that are involved in the protection of web applications and APIs. In developing online applications and IaaS, there are several security problems. The difficulties are only the tip of the iceberg after security. To defend online applications and APIs, the following 4 critical security issues must be resolved. Number 1. It is challenging to recognize genuine attacks. Every program has a set of weaknesses that can only be used with certain kinds of assaults. For one application, an HTTP request may be flawless, but it may have disastrous effects for another. Data may also appear differently than what is displayed in the program. Number 2. JSON, XML, serialization entities, and proprietary binary formats are just a few examples of modern programs' complicated forms and APIs in particular. Use. WebSocket, produced via JavaScript in the browser, mobile applications, and many more sources are used by these requests in addition to HTTP. Number 3. Traditional technological protections are ineffective, plain and simple. Till it gets to the application server, HTTP traffic is analyzed by WAFs to function independently of applications. And while a WAF is present in most big enterprises, many lack the personnel and knowledge to do the tweaking required to keep it working, leaving it merely in log mode. And number 4. There is a quick speed of software development. IaaS, PaaS, and cyberspace are growing like crazy in containers. They make a quick application and API deployment possible. However, new vulnerabilities are introduced into the code. The velocity of development, installation, and delivery has also been quickly boosted by DevOps, which has made it more difficult to guarantee the security of fast-changing software. Let's check out the key benefits of RASP. The emphasis on a particular application that RASP has sets it apart from other cybersecurity solutions. It can offer various security advantages due to this focus. Here are some of the key benefits of utilizing RASP in creating mobile apps. Number 1. Zero-day protection. RASP, however, may employ signatures to recognize assaults. It extends beyond signature-based detection. By seeing unusual activity inside the protected application and acting when it occurs. With its assistance, RASP may be used to identify and thwart even zero-day assaults. The next advantage of using RASP is, it has extensive knowledge of an application's internal workings, which includes the capability to observe how a possible attack impacts the execution of the program. This vastly improves RASP's capacity to distinguish between simple assaults and false positives. This decrease in false positives lessens the workload on security professionals and allows them to concentrate on real threats. The third benefit of using RASP is contextual awareness. The application's present state, the impacted data, code, and other contextual information are all known when a RASP solution detects a possible danger. Since it identifies the vulnerability in the code and precisely how it might be exploited, this context can be extremely helpful for researching, prioritizing, and remediating any vulnerabilities. The fourth benefit that we are going to discuss today is access into the application layer. RASP has extensive insight into the application layer since it relates to the specific application. This understanding and expertise at the application layer can aid in detecting a larger variety of possible threats and weaknesses. The fifth advantage is lower OPEX and CAPEX. The susceptibility of an application to attack and the frequency of false positive warnings may be significantly changed by RASP, despite its simplicity in deployment. As opposed to manual patching and web application firewalls, this combination lowers both initial costs, CAPEX, and the cost of properly securing the application, OPEX, WAFs. Easy maintenance is the sixth advantage of using RASP. In contrast to learning, blacklists, or traffic rules, RASP relies on knowledge for an application to function. The resource-saving aspect is valued by CISOs and SOC teams alike. Applications develop and maintain self-defense. Another benefit of utilizing RASP is supports DevSecOps. The DevOps concurrent integration and deployment, CI or CD, pipeline accommodates RASP solutions. As a result, DevSecOps procedures are supported, and RASP deployment is simple. The eighth benefit is cloud support. The application that RASP is meant to safeguard can deploy and integrate with it. It may now be installed everywhere protected programs can operate, including the cloud. And ninth and the last benefit is flexible deployment. Even though RASP is commonly built on HTML standards, its API may be easily modified to operate with other norms and software architectures. By utilizing conventions like XML and RPC, it can now safeguard even non-web applications. So these were the benefits of using RASP. Now let's have a look at the difference between RASP and WAF. Web application firewall and runtime application self-protection are complementary approaches to application security. Although many known threats are filtered by WAF prior they reach the application, it only serves as the first line of security. On the other hand, RASP takes advantage of the context that extensive visibility into these apps provides to find and deal with assaults that evade web application firewalls. Although WAF aids in adding a layer of protection to your application, it does so by predetermined rules. In contrast, RASP aids in preventing harmful application activity from taking place inside the program itself. These technologies are distinct from one another despite being interchangeable in some situations. You can better explain both technologies with the aid of this section. There is no assurance that a WAF can thwart the most recent types of assaults that haven't yet been seen. A WAF will need to learn to be effective. RASPs, on the other hand, offer a far more flexible real-time defense against a range of application layer threats. RASP can still keep an eye on and safeguard the program's security even as it is being updated and developed since it leverages the application itself. Combining their strengths to offer thorough and reliable application security, WAF and RASP can complement one another. With WAF, you can determine the nature of the requests being made for your application. In contrast, RASP examines how the program handles the requests. Therefore, if someone is using Metasploit, the app owner can see that an exploit has caused a file to be written to a location where it shouldn't be, an executable to be run on the system, unauthorized SQL access, or some unintended assets to be packed on a web page browser site that could result in data exfiltration. Now let's try to understand the RASP best practices. As with all technology, there are recommended practices when using RASP. Best practices are also included for you to adhere to. To get as much out of RASP solutions, follow these 3 suggestions. 1. Put RASP to use as a component of your complete application security strategy. A company's defense against current security risks shouldn't be limited to RASP, even though RASP does a superb job of safeguarding the company from different intrusions. A comprehensive security strategy is provided while leveraging the DevOps methodology, which moves security to the left in the SDLC. With a higher possibility of attack avoidance, this helps. You might also decide to use a RASP solution with integrated WAF capabilities to leverage the benefits both tools offer, depending on the specific security requirements of your business. 2. Analyze the RASP solution's ability to fit into your DevSecOps ecosystem. Consider how a RASP product could integrate with other technologies you already use, especially DevSecOps systems, as you evaluate it. A sophisticated RASP solution may, for instance, interface with your current SIEM, orchestration, or DAST. Through APIs, webhooks, and cutting-edge technologies, this integration enables your business to use numerous threat intelligence feeds so you can better monitor and stop attacks in real time. And 3. Before putting RASP solutions into use, thoroughly test them. RASP frequently results in performance difficulties with the apps it monitors because of its tight integration. Whether or not these problems are critical enough to affect users, they could be angry with the performance change. To ensure that the RASP solutions have no adverse effects on the ecosystem's application performance, it is advisable to evaluate them thoroughly. Now let's check out some RASP tools. RASP is similar to other technologies in that it has a wide range of tools accessible on the market. The tools for RASP that are most often used nowadays are as follows: Imperva, Fortify and Scraying. Talking about Imperva, its RASP is integrated into an app runtime environment that can defend against OWASP's top 10 vulnerabilities in zero-day attacks. It is also very accurate and requires no tuning. Additionally, you gain protection from route reversals, malformed contents, unvalidated redirection, big requests, clickjacking, and HTTP response and method manipulation. With Imperva, you are protected from injections including cross-site scripting, command injection, SQL injection, and CSS and HTML injection. Moving on towards the second tool, Fortify. Application Defender from Micro Focus lets you keep an eye on your apps while defending them in real time against flaws and frequent assaults. While safeguarding production apps against zero-day attacks, It distinguishes between appropriate requests and harmful threats in .NET and Java programs. Its end-to-end app security solutions cover all phases of your development lifecycle. In addition to providing line-of-code information, Fortify also provides logging visibility and exploits data for online apps. Additionally, it enables you to comply with security requirements, reports a vulnerability, and record triggers to log management or SIEM without modifying the source code. The third and final tool that we will discuss today is screening. To identify an attack that may take advantage of flaws in the manufacturing process, Screen's RASP makes use of the whole request environment. Furthermore, it avoids false positives while mitigating serious assaults. It provides zero-day coverage and protects your application against the top 10 OWASP vulnerabilities, including XSS, SSRF, SQL injections, and others. It never makes use of signatures and patterns that are simple to break and can fast adapt to your application stack. With this, we have come to the conclusion of our today's podcast. Application security has long been a topic of discussion. It has been divided into development and operations, with testing being key and protection being crucial in the latter. It is simple to acquire insight into how attacks operate using sophisticated defense tools and techniques. With the aid of RASP, you can identify and fix the vulnerability without needing to make any modifications to the application. Since attackers are increasingly focusing on apps, businesses need to have sophisticated, multi-layered application security policies that protect consumer data. RASP allows businesses to integrate more thorough app security measures directly into running applications, precisely identifying and preventing dangerous threats in real time. Because of this, RASP may be useful in an organization's toolbox for application security. Thanks for listening. For more such informative content, keep following our podcast.